American way. Throwing bets like haymakers. UFC fight night, no faking these heartbreakers. Punch stats, bankrolls, the scorecards never fold. 8 off 21 sports talking bold like this catch and go. Eric saying underdogs got swagger. Weight counter champs got a granite jaw, won't stagger. Money on the line, bets as sharp as a dagger. Hot toss, bling, flashing lights, heavyweight bagger. Ed off 21, clash of minds. No surprise, Eric Blade in the ring, shouting on, shooting high. Fight night dreams, cold cash gleam in their eyes. Betting broad, UFC calls on the podcast sky.
We have reached the part of the podcast. We're talking some UFC 311, and who better to come on than Wade, aka Top Flight Wagers on social media. Wade, how are you doing today, my man?
Money cannot afford to lose. Let's go, baby.
Big fight week, first pay-per-view of the year in UFC. Interesting card. Obviously, the main event got scrapped. So, fair note for those watching or listening. We had to kind of call some audibles on our plays because Wade had some parlays tied into the main event and everything. I had a couple props tied into it. So we do have 2 bets that are like-minded because we're not just going to be the guys that just throw out bets just to kind of throw out bets to give you guys something. But let's go ahead. Let's jump right into it. And also, we talked about it last week. We didn't do it this week because my Friday schedule is a little weird and we didn't have time to preview the new main event. But moving forward, what we're going to do is we're going to preview the main event. Then we're going to each give a bet on the the undercard, main card, and favorite bet of the night. And then do a DFS lineup. But today we're just going to do 3 bets and the DFS lineup. So let's jump right into it. Enough with me talking. Wade, as a guest, you are going to kick us off in your first bet. Tell us what you're going with.
Yeah, we are going to start with a parlay. Probably my favorite parlay of the night. I'm on 2 right now. This one, I went with Grant Dawson plus Umar Nurmagomedov. That was minus 111 when I gave that out to my members. Look, man, Grant Dawson's game plan here should be to get inside of Diego's reach, latch onto him for 3 straight rounds. Of course, I'm a little worried about Dawson getting chinned by Fiera, but I just really don't see that. Dawson is determined to keep stacking up wins. We've heard him say that in an interview before. He has a sharp fighting IQ. He will find a way to get his arms and legs wrapped around Diego. Rebecca took Diego down 4 times in his last fight, and I do expect Dawson to find that as well. And then Umar, I just think he's going to fend off Merab for 5 straight rounds. I just don't see it with Merab. I know he's got the pace. I know he's got the energy. I know he's going to keep coming. But we really saw Umar make Corey Sandhagen look non-existent in their fight, and he's a very good striker on the feet. And if Merab cannot get on the back of Umar and ride him for 5 straight rounds, even 3+ straight rounds, I think he's going to be in trouble on the scorecards. I do expect Umar to win on the feet using both his kicks and his hands. I think he's going to be able to fend Merab off. I think he's going to damage him a little bit. We saw Merab take a little bit of damage from Cedejo in their last fight, got him a little wobbly there, and Umar is a much better striker at this point in time than Cedejo. Not to mention, I keep hearing a lot of people say that Merab's going to be there in the late rounds. He's going to keep coming. That's when he's going to break Umar in the 4th and 5th round. But I feel like people forget where Umar's from and who he trains with every day. He literally trains with Khabib and Islam and their cousins every single day, year round. I'm pretty sure he's going to be just fine with Merab's style. Merab's probably going to be the stronger one in that fight, but I think Umar is just going to be able to do it with his skills on the feet, and I think he's going to stuff enough takedowns to get the hand raised. He might find a finish. I don't mind a play on the KO for Umar if you want a little spicy play there, but it could very well go to a decision, obviously. So,
my one bet in this is I took Umar at plus 850 by KO.
Okay, yeah.
The way I kind of see that fight playing it out is I think that it's going to turn into a kickboxing match just because of their takedown defenses are so elite and their grappling so elite. And I like Umar a lot better in the stand-up game. My first bet, and I'm going to the kickoff fight. Give me Clayton Carpenter here plus 275. Let's look at the momentum in the recent form. Carpenter is 8-0 with 2 dominant UFC victories, showcasing the skill he has. He's on a three fight winning streak, including a recent submission win over Lucas Rocca, providing his ability to be able to finish fights. He lands 4.56 significant strikes per minute with a striking accuracy of 53% compared to Tagar's, who's at 3.2 strikes per minute at a 45% rate. This suggests Carpenter is going to be able to win these exchanges on the feet and control the striking aspect of the fight. While Tagar is a strong grappler, Carpenter has a wrestling background, has improved submission defense. I think it's going to be able to neutralize Tagar's grappling threat. Carpenter averages 2.5 takedowns per 15 minutes, which is higher than Tagar's 1.79. I think he's going to be able to dictate the pace and the location of the fight. Tagar has been very inconsistent. He's struggled against high-level wrestlers in the past. After being taken, he was out of action most of 2024, only one fight in 2023. Is he going to have some octagon rust, start off slow? Carpenter, 28 years old, younger, athletic prime, well-rounded skill set. He's got the momentum going in. I think he's a very live underdog in this fight. And I think we're getting at a higher price because remember, last fight card, all these up-and-coming prospects kind of shit the bed. Now we have an up-and-coming fight prospect coming in with Carpenter. And the thing with this matchup is his wrestling game. So when this does get taken down to the ground, I think his wrestling game is going to be good enough to neutralize what Tagar is going to look to do. So I'll take Carpenter here at a great price, plus 265.
I don't hate it. I always root for your picks, especially when I'm not involved with the fight, obviously, and I'm not on any side in this fight. I do think this is a step up for Carpenter. I do think Carpenter is going to lose, but you can't really play Tagir unless you want to put him in a parlay. And I actually do think Tagir is a pretty safe parlay play. But if you want to get spicy, I think Carpenter is one of the best dogs on the card. So it's just a step. This is a really big step up for Carpenter. I do think he's probably going to lose a decision here, but we'll see, man. He's very good. I like the kid. I love the kid. We'll see.
Next bet, and this is the one we're on the same side, man. Let's give it to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Yuri. Trying to figure out. I guess you can never really know, but I'm really been trying to figure out what the heck's going on with this line because more money keeps coming in on Hill and Yuri's price keeps getting worse. But I do think we might have reached a peak here. I think plus 120 might be the most. I do think before the fight starts, we might see that gap close again, and it might be minus 110 each, but we'll see. I don't know, man. I'm just not a big Hill fan. I understand what people like about him. At the end of the day, I think he just has a straight punch. I think he can find some solid takedown defense just because of his size and the way he positions his base and his hips and his legs and his feet. I think he's sort of a tougher matchup to take down. But he's coming back from an Achilles injury. He's coming back of a knockout. Obviously, both these guys are coming off a knockout from the same guy. I just don't think, one, I guess I trust Yuri's training. I trust that he's taking training more seriously. You can just see it. Hill did look good at weigh-ins. I watched all that stuff earlier and their interviews yesterday I watched. This is a very tricky fight. I do think Hill's probably going to win the first round, and then I think Yuri's going to come on. If Yuri can just avoid getting hit by Hill where he gets stung and he can't do anything, I think Yuri is going to weather the storm. I think he's going to be the dog in the fight. I think he's going to do enough damage in the second and third rounds to where he's going to just overall win on the scorecards. I know a lot of people think this is going to go under, and sure, I wouldn't be surprised if either one of these guys knocks each other out. I think Yuri can find Hill. I think he has enough weapons. If he can get inside Hill and not get hit, I think he's going to be able to do dirty work with the elbows, maybe find some of the spinning wacky stuff when he gets inside. I think it's just going to over time overwhelm Hill too much for his first fight back. I think there's levels to this game, and I think Yuri's skill level, he's just got multiple paths of victory. I always like to bet on guys that have multiple paths of victory. Give me the guy that can do it multiple ways versus Hill trying to find a lucky KO shot.
You know what? I'm on Yuri too. I got him at plus 118. Yuri, in my eyes, has fought undefeated, tougher competition than Hill. He has wins over Glover Teixeira, which is ability to succeed in deep waters and chaotic situations. Hill's resume, in my eyes, lacks victories over opponents as dangerous, durable, and young as Yuri. Yuri boasts an 86% knockout rate compared to Hill's 58, showcasing his finishing ability. He is also has proven submission game, adding versatility to his offensive tool belt. Despite being knocked out by Pereira, Yuri's durability, I think, is still intact. It took Pereira multiple devastating strikes to finish Yuri. I really think Yuri is just a tougher fighter. He thrives in chaos, using unorthodox movements and attacks to disrupt opponents' rhythm. His unpredictability and relentless pressure can make Hill uncomfortable, especially since Hill has not faced someone of this style. Yuri's striking includes a variety of kicks, which could exploit Hill's footwork and disrupt his rhythm. His ability to change stance, high blitz attacks, make him a nightmare to predict and counter. Hill's footwork can be clumsy at times. Defensive striking leaves openings for Yuri to exploit. Hill has not been tested against a chaotic brawler or a slugger like Yuri. Hill's most notable wins came after his most notable win. If I say this right, let me know. His most notable win is against Glover Teixeira. Who did Teixeira fight right before that? Yuri.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we've seen it before when someone has had a bad loss, they're not the same fighter. So I really think that helped Hill beat Glover Teixeira. Yuri's pressure, his movement, it's going to create opening for strikes. I think he's going to be able to avoid Hill's hook. I just think Hill's going to struggle to maintain distance and control the pace for long periods of times. Yuri's ability to endure and turn momentum into his favor should allow him to find finishing opportunities in this fight. And he's always been in wars. I really don't think that Hill has the resume, and I'm just going to favor that in a fight that, in my eyes, is neck and neck. So I'll take Yuri here at plus 118.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's probably a lot of people who are going to be on the inside the distance. I don't hate that, but I also think both these guys coming back from knockouts, Hill's coming back from Achilles injury, they may respect each other in a way where they may just kind of go back and forth for 3 rounds, and we have to take this to the scorecard. So don't be surprised if this goes to a decision, but I know most people are expecting a wild, chaotic KO.
And you know what? I'll be honest, I'll probably have fallen asleep by this time, so I won't be able to text you and bitch about it.
Yeah, no.
Next fight.
Yep, I am going with the Ritter, man. Honestly, this is probably the one fight that I keep going back and forth on. Because I do believe if Holland is actually locked in, he can probably find a Ritter. He looked very bad in his first performance against GM3, even though he found the sub. But then when you listen to the interviews, the Ritter also said he gave GM3 way too much respect, which obviously probably anybody would. He doesn't want to come into the UFC in his first fight and get submitted. I mean, that's one of the most dangerous tacticians the UFC has. So I just think he gave him way too much. Obviously, he did not look good striking. So he's going to have to figure out a way to get around Kevin Holland's striking. I think he's going to take some shots, but I think he's going to be able to wear that. If you look back at the last fight, I can see paths to where De Ritter can get to Holland. I think he's going to be able to get Holland to the ground, and I think he's going to be able to keep it there. We've seen Holland before get in the ground, and I know a lot of people really aren't high on De Ritter, but I just don't think they've watched a lot of his previous fights. They don't know where he comes from. He's fought really big dudes, strong, that have a lot more skill than Holland. Perhaps not on the feet, but on the ground. And when he gets this on the ground, I think Holland's just going to be in trouble. I know people think Holland's also got a little ground game. I don't buy it. Obviously, this is a risky play. Holland is absolutely live for a knockout. So, honestly, I would, if anybody wants to hedge this and they want to take the Ritter money line, if there's a way to find any bit of profit from Holland KO, that's the only way he's going to win this. He's not going to win a decision. I think the Ritter is going to win a decision because if they go to a decision, he's going to take the control time. I think the Ritter's he's already said in an interview he's coming into this one more locked in. I think he's going to find Holland's body. He's going to get him down there, and I think he can maybe even get him out of there with the ground and pound, or he's just going to grind it out for 3 rounds. So,
I like the Ritter too. And reading this quote from Holland, he said he only wanted to fight strikers. He only wanted to fight people that would stand with him.
He might try the Ritter. It'd be stupid if he did, but
Kevin Holland has historically struggled against grapplers. And I know people are going to say, well, not recent form. That's because he changed weight class. He dropped down a weight class. Now he's moving back up a weight class. He likes fighting in strikers. He is uncomfortable in grappler heavy opponents. RDR is going to have a huge grappling advantage. Highly skilled grappler, proven ability to dominate on the mat, size, strength for competing at 205 gives him physically gifted edge over Holland, who has fought as low as welterweight. Holland's recent injury, preparation concerns. Had a rib injury from his last fight, occurred just 3 months ago, potentially affecting his preparation for this. Short recovery time, likely limiting his ability to fully prepare for De Ritter's grappling heavy style. Despite his loss, Ritter's loss to McCulkin and a tough outing in his premiere against Merchant, De Ritter has shown that he can bounce back with strong performances. His ability to utilize chaos for takedowns, jiu-jitsu for control, making him a consistent threat, and even has awkward strikes he can throw at Holland. De Ritter thrives in the clinch exchanges and is adept to creating opportunities for takedowns through striking chaos. By applying immediate pressure, De Ritter can disrupt Holland's rhythm and force him to defend takedowns where, his nickname, the Dutch Knight, has the edge. He's got the physical and stylistic matchup. He's got the size, strength, grappling to make life hell for Holland. Holland, an orthodox striking knockout power, makes him dangerous. His takedown defense and his ability to get up from the mat are questionable. I have confidence in De Ritter's ceiling. He's had some setbacks, but he has a skill set, the physical attributes to suggest he has a higher ceiling than his recent performances indicate. He has ability to impose his style, especially against opponents with knowing grappling weakness, gives him a clear path to victory. De Ritter should focus on pressing forward early, mixing his striking combinations with clinch to neutralize Holland's striking threat. Once on the mat, his jiu-jitsu and size advantage will allow him to dominate. And you know what? Potentially secure a submission. So what I did is I played the 120, but I also threw a little bit at plus 330 sub. So for me, that's what I did. I broke up my bet like that.
I was debating giving out De Ritter by sub as my long shot. I've been trying to give out a long shot play to my members every week, something that's nice and juicy, and I think that's probably my favorite one of the entire card. So I love that.
Let's jump right in. Let's do a little UFC DFS build. This is for a $25 50-50. That's the only one I could find. I think we can both agree we want our dog in here, no matter on off, right?
Who?
Yuri. Right?
Let me think.
We want Yuri. Ritter. I mean, talk to me here, man.
Scroll down. What else we got?
I mean, De Ritter 7,900.
Yeah, I just wanted to look real quick before we throw something over there. Just wanted to see everybody's price. Yeah.
So we want to go Yuri.
Yes.
So I'm gonna put Yuri in. Any one of these top guys you want?
Like I have a reservation for it, but man, before this, it was going to be all Moicano. I was all in on Moicano on his previous fight. That was my biggest play that got taken away from me. So,
You want to get Habib Jr. in here?
yeah, because I think it's going to go 4 or 5. I think he's going to find it. If he does find a knockout, it's going to probably be late.
What about the Ritter? We're gonna have to start moving down the line a little bit, man.
Yeah, now go down to the bottom real quick. I actually don't mind starting at the bottom so I can kind of get some value. I was thinking about this earlier before we jumped on the show. And then I got shy. I was surprised when you told me you weren't a big fan of Eileen Perez because I think she would be a good spot here because I think she's just going to score. I think she's going to score points here. I think she's going to get takedowns. I think it's going to go 3 rounds. And I was hoping she would be cheap enough to throw in there as like the last part.
So that's fine. You know, we need a little value. I mean, I'm a huge Carpenter guy, but are you not sold on him?
No, I think Ulanbekov is going to win. I just don't know. Like but this isn't about who's going to win, right? Like I think Carpenter can do stuff. I think he might be able to take this to 3 rounds. I don't think he's going to get subbed, right? So we're talking about you got to get points and how you get points. I think Grant Dawson's my lock on the card now since everything switched. Moicano what's his price? I don't know how you feel about him. He's pricey. I didn't realize he was 9,000.
Yeah, Dawson's 9,000.
Well, they got Islam. I mean, if we're gonna take Dawson, we might as well just spend 400 more and put Islam in there. But no, because he might. I think Dawson's definitely gonna either find a finish or he's gonna take 3 rounds of just dominating on the ground. So we'll get some points there.
Okay.
I do like what's that Bekoev guy's price?
You like Bekoev against Reese?
I just think he's going to be able to score some points. I do think he might be able to get the win. Yes.
So at least
this is a big change.
4. Dude, we put my boy.
Oh, we only have 74 left. I see. Yeah, man.
Look at that. Boom. There it is. Entered.
Oh, you put Bekoev in. I see. Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, Carpenter's. I think that's going to go 3 rounds, so we'll get some points there.
We went.
I feel like this should be like a $10,000 lay right now because this is going to be a beautiful, beautiful card there. That's nice,
dude. You guys got, what is that? 1, 2. You got 4 bets. You got a DFS lineup. Sorry about the main event cancellation. Kind of changed what we want to do, but we will be back. Next UFC card. I think there's a little bit of a break, right?
Usually I know the whole schedule, but I have not really looked ahead much, so I don't know when it's coming next.
Next fight is the weekend of February 1st. Izzy is back. Ooh. All right, solid fight card. Solid fight card. All right. Wade, why don't you tell everyone where they can find you on social media and your socials, my friend?
Yeah, just come check me out at Top Flight Wagers. I've got a Discord. Eric's giving picks in. I've got a couple other guys giving picks. So if you guys like either volume or just want a different variety or looks, or maybe you like college basketball versus NBA props, kind of have a little bit of everything there. So come check us out. You can get into the Discord for free. There's a link in my bio on the Discord or on the on X. So you can find me on all social media platforms at Top Flight Wagers. And thanks for having me on as always. Let's make some money this card because last card, almost everything that went wrong for me could have went wrong. So I had probably my worst UFC event all of last 2024. So to start the year off with the worst one, I feel like we're gonna have a good year.
You know what? It's out of the way. So let's move forward. Wade, appreciate you coming on, man. Wade and I, every Tuesday and Thursday, we do a basketball show called Campus Lock, so be on lookout for that. And you know what? Best of luck, and we'll talk soon, my friend.
Thanks, man.